All right, scientific notation, what it is and how to use it. First, we're going to talk about some terminology here. Regular notation, that's the way we usually write numbers, okay? Scientific notation is a shorthand way, especially really big and really small numbers. Sometimes you'll see it called as a product of two factors. I don't know if that's the way I would explain it. But I'm just saying that I can take this number, 208 million, and write it as this in scientific notation. So here's what that number means when you see it in scientific notation. The first number is between 1 and 10, and it may or may not be a decimal. So it can be just a whole number. It could be just 3, but chances are it's going to be a decimal of some sort. And then times 10 to some factor. It's always a power of 10, and the power of the exponent tells you how many places to move the decimal point. The sign of the exponent tells you which direction to move it, and we'll talk about both situations. But that's what scientific notation is. So let's say we have regular and we want to go to scientific. So if it's regular, if the decimal is moved left, if the exponent will be positive. Okay? If decimal is moved to right, the exponent will be negative. So let's look here. Okay, so my decimal starts here in regular notation. I want to move it to the left to get it right here between the 4 and the 2. So I move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I'm moving to the left, it'll be positive, and it's 4.2 times 10 to the 5th. Here we have this big number, and again, my decimal's here, and I want to move it to here because I want my number to between 1 and 10. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 7.35 times 10 to the 8th. Now we got our decimal here, and I want to move it to here. So I want to move it right behind the 8. And again, because I want it to be 8.97, because I want it to be between 1 and 10. And I go 1, 2, 3. But since I'm moving to the right, it's going to be a negative exponent. So it's 8.97 times 10 to the negative 3. Here the decimal is. I want to move it between the 1 and the 4. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.4 times 10 to the negative 6. So that's how we go from regular to scientific. Now we're going to go from scientific to regular. If the exponent is negative, move decimal to the left, add zeros where needed. If the exponent is positive, move decimal to the right, add zeros where needed. So 7.5 times 10 to the 5th, positive exponent. I want to move my decimal to the right 5 places. So what that looks like is I start here and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 7 and the 5 stay, and then I add zeros to fill in the rest of the places. So 750,000. 3.8 times 10 to the 4th. My decimal starts here, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I drop zeros to fill in the spots. It's 38,000. 4.2 times 10 to the negative 3. Now if it's negative, I move my decimal to the left. 1, 2, 3. And it looks like this number. Again, you keep the whole numbers. You put zeros in to fill in to the decimal. And so this one here is 7.51 times 10 to the negative 5. Again, I move the decimal to the left 5 places. And I start here and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adding zeros to fill the space. What you need to do after watching this video is complete the practice. So you complete the practice and turn it in, and I will try to have answers for you to check yourself so that you can get feedback as quickly as possible.